we have issue here about the oil deal of 17 billion. This saga is still going on, and from the sources we know that I read on the paper, by the way, that the MPs are planning to fly out to investigate the oil deal of 17 billion, to Saudi Arabia and Russia. Then that is one. And secondly was Rwanda, Burundi, and Democratic Republic of Congo join Uganda in opposing Kenya oil deal. And something also that happened, the Njeri, the lady, the owner of the oil, Njeri, failed to appear before members of parliament. She says she was unwell. What is your take?
This issue of 17 billion, from the sources that we are getting, we are being told that this 17 billion was withdrawn from the government coffers, and it was allegedly given to this lady Jerry, and the people who ensured that this whole process went through was the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, and they also saying that the Ministry of, I think the Ministry of Transport is also aware of this.
Yeah, where CS Murkomen is around.
Yeah, and this is also being confirmed by, if you try to look at the behavior of the people who are mentioned, among them was MP Sudi. Sudi was trying to defend himself some days ago. Instead of telling the people of Kenya what he knows about the whole thing, he was telling us how Uhuru Kenyatta, the former president, is aware of the whole saga, that that was his money, that was his deal. And then we ask ourselves, it's funny in Kenya that anything that this government is doing, so long as they've messed, so long as they've stolen, so long as they've looted, the only thing they can tell us is how the previous government looted, how the previous government got into deals. And this government is full of hypocrites, people who are not really concerned about the lives of people, but they are there to make deals on behalf of Kenya. Then they don't care the repercussions and the difficulties that the people of Kenya have been going through, the likes of Sudi, MP Sudi. So I think it's so unfortunate for our government and the people who are close allies, to get into deals which are really making the whole government and the people of Kenya lose so much at the expense of deals which are not really adding up, deals which are not really helping the people of Kenya. They are looting and pretending that they're looting, that they're helping the people of Kenya. So this woman, Jerry, was summoned by the relevant committee so that she would be questioned. She never showed up. That tells you that, any Kenyan citizen, any normal Kenyan citizen, once you are summoned by the relevant committee in the parliament, if you fail to appear, then that tells you how connected that individual is. That tells you that the individual is close to power. That individual is being shared by a group of people in power. Because you remember those days, even the likes of Matiang'i, when they had gotten out of power. If there was someone, maybe if they failed to appear, maybe once, the second and third time, you'll be told how the government take very serious measures to deal with him or with them.
Actually,
an individual who has not even hold any position in the Republic of Kenya, and she's just decided that she's not coming, and the issue or the reason she was giving does not even really has weight.
Actually, if parliament summon you and it's against the law, Yeah, you
not to
should
appear.
not to appear. That is against the law. You have to appear when you are summoned. If you're sick, the way she was saying she was unwell, she has to uh show the evidence. Yeah,
Substantiate.
yeah, you have to show the evidence, the reason why you did not appear. If you fail to, they can go to court and get orders for you to appear. So that is something that is there. So the only thing that I'm seeing on this, and I even saw Malala, the SG for UDA, talking about the same thing, blaming Raila and and the former president Uhuru Kenyatta for, but this is the money they stole, they kept them offshore. I know so many things he was saying, but something that stands out is this: you know, at some point, the truth will catch up with you. You know, this idea whereby some of our leaders are so much obsessed with lying. I don't even if you go back to your family,
Hao watu wako
how
na kiburi ile ya hali ya juu, to an extent that they don't care. Them, kiburi yao, the level of their ego
uh,
is so high to an extent that they don't care about what people say, they don't care about the perception, the views of the people, so
or,
long as they are okay.
I think in our country, the leadership sometimes have gone so low, whereby any leader can just come up and say, even if you are lying on the cameras, it's okay for you. You feel okay, lying very well, not knowing, like, there are Kenyans who knows what is happening. There are a group of Kenyans who are very intelligent. You cannot question their intelligence. Maybe they might just keep quiet, maybe because they don't want to talk, but they know very well that you are lying, especially for SG Malala. You know, it's very unfair for a young leader like Malala to come on on a national television and to say something that is not making sense. Anyway, those are the leaders that we have, and I don't know what is the repercussion that we Kenya will have with these regional neighbors, because we have Rwanda, Burundi, Democratic Republic of Congo. What are the, if they oppose this deal, is Kenya going to be isolated?
Uh, as a country,
Yeah.
I think we are very much well positioned
Mm-hmm.
to do business with the countries around us.
Mm-hmm.
We are also blessed that we have a coastal line, we have ports. Again, we are also blessed that we are one of the most developed,
And strategically placed.
yeah, in Eastern Africa.
Mm-hmm.
It's so, I think this government is not really, they're not pro business. Whenever you're doing business, at times you have to take risk for
Mm-hmm.
quite some time, and then with time things will get better.
Mm-hmm.
This oil thing and the issue of taxes, as a responsible government, there is a level to which they would have increased the taxes, and again, there's a level to which they would have tried to even negotiate with the countries around.
Mm-hmm.
Uganda is a landlocked country. Burundi is a landlocked country, and Rwanda as well. And again, South Sudan. And these countries, they use our port. Everything that is going into their country that comes by water, through water, passes through Kenya. These there's so many people are employed, because it will increase the number of employees at the port, because they will need so many people will be needed to handle all these goods. Again, the KPA, the Kenya Port Authority, the Lake, and the Kenya Pipeline and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All this oil or fuel that come or passes through Kenya to this other country, the government of Kenya really benefits a lot. There's a lot of tax that we get. There's a lot of profit that we get.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to make these deals too tough for other countries, of course they will look for other solutions.
And we will lose a lot of money.
We are already losing a lot of money. Currently,
Mm-hmm.
the government of Uganda, the government of Rwanda, and Burundi, they have started importing or getting their goods from the from the ports of Uganda, of Tanzania. Kenya is
Mm-hmm.
losing a lot of money. that money that we are now losing, this money will be used to start the economy.
Mm-hmm.
This is money that will help so many Kenyans. They would then use it to even employ others.
Mm-hmm.
Labor would be needed. Now, if they have reduced the, the workload at the port of Kenya, meaning so many people are going to be sent home, so many people are going to lose their jobs. Again, that is one thing that we've used as a country with this oil saga thing and together with high taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Any country that wants to get into a deal with any republic, they have to look at the lifestyle of the business agreements or whatever that has ever been done with that specific country. A country that thrives in deals and corruption, any serious country would not like to get into any agreement with them. The
Mm-hmm.
people of Uganda, the people of Rwanda, they have known. They also heard what happened, how fuel came from nowhere and then it was taken again by the government. People would even like to import fuel through Kenya. These are
Mm-hmm.
people who have been sent away. We ask ourselves. The government of Kenya, this KK government, they are shaming the people of Kenya. The people of Kenya now are getting, if you go to these other countries, Uganda, Tanzania, they will tell you that, oh, you're from Kenya, a country of
Mhm.
thieves, a country where you can just do anything and then you go, so long as you know someone in power.
Mm-hmm.
In Africa, Nigeria and South Africa, these are countries that are still very much developed.
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria would be the most developed actually in the Republic of Ghana. In the Republic, in Africa.
In African continent.
Yeah, the reason why Nigeria is not, maybe we would say it's not the most developed is because of corruption. The
The
level of
corruption.
corruption, the level of corruption in Nigeria is too high. That country has everything. It has the citizens are so many. They have the resources. They have everything that it takes for that country to be number one most uh, developed country in the world. Not in the world, in Africa. South Africa, so Nigeria is suffering from corruption. That is the main thing. If you go to South Africa also would be the most developed. The level of their development now, I would say it's too down. It would be high. The
Mm-hmm.
reason why that low is because of the tribalism rate is too high,
Mm-hmm.
whereby the they're trying to even chase away people who are even helping the economy. And that is really taking them down again. Kenya is going into the same. The level of tribalism is getting high,
Hi.
whereby if you're not coming from this specific tribe, you're not going to be employed. And this was revealed to us the other day, where we were
Yeah.
told that
Yeah. I can.
there's
Yeah.
a
You're.
specific tribe in Kenya that has the majority of employees just because the president or the deputy are coming from their tribes. Then you ask yourself, this is going to increase, it's going to widen the tribalism thing in the Republic of Kenya. Again, they are also increasing the looting systems. So we are suffering two things at a time. The people of Kenya, if you're not keen, if you don't look really into these two issues, then Kenya would be the worst country.
Okay, let's hope, let's pray so hard for our country to be the best place that we would want to be. Now let's leave about the matters of national things that are affecting the Kenyans. Let's go to party politics, and there's a major crack in UDA. Yeah, there's a major cracks in the UDA, and that we are witnessing. And I think so many things are still going to come up, especially in the UDA. And this is so manifested, especially the war between Nandi Senator Cherargei and the CS uh, Kipchumba Murkomen. And the allegation that the Cherargei, Nandi Senator, is making against Murkomen is worst. Because I can remember this started on the burial when they were on the burial, whereby there was that bitter exchange of words between him and the CS. Then it came to Parliament, the Senate the other day when it was a question time when CS went there. Cherargei was sent out of the Senate, and on his presser, Cherargei says, I might say, if you saw the video, he was saying that CS got a bribe of like 15 billion from Chinese contractor. I don't know how true is that, or is just like politics. And what is taking place in UDA?
I think first I would like to say that whenever a group of people come together to
Mhm.
to try include their interest and try to speak as a nation or as a group,
Mhm.
you'll find that people will be coming with different opinion, with different interest. Whenever people are united, but they all have different interest, we should always expect rifts. We should always expect breakups, and that is what is happening in UDA. Majority of people there, they have different interests. So when you feel that your interests are not really catered for, are
Mhm.
not really given time or looked into, you will always resist. That is what we've started seeing. Uh, Cherargei was one of the people who was supposed to be appointed as the CS in this government. From the sources that, from the opinions that we are getting from the people of Kenya and the insiders,
Mhm.
Cherargei was also supposed to be nominated as a CS. And CS Murkomen is the CS of transport. Cherargei is alleging that the CS of transport has been meeting the Chinese Chinese businessmen, especially the ones in the transport sector. And from the claims that Cherargei were making, he was saying that this government promised the people of Nandi that they would build roads.
Mhm.
According to Cherargei, he has not seen the roads. And according to him, the person who is not making them see the roads is one CS Murkomen. And again, he says that CS Murkomen does not want to give the ASLAs the contracts of making roads. And CS Murkomen not giving the people of Nandi, according to him, the people of Nandi, the
Mhm.
contracts to make roads so that their lives would get better.
Mhm.
Because he says that the CS have taken some billions of money from the Chinese. So he keeps on entertaining the people of Chinese. And that is the reason why he gives the tenders to the Chinese.
That's what he's alleging. He's accusing CS for that, and I hope he will have a chance to prove that one. But now, when you look at UDA generally, I feel there's also a rift also between. I might be reading it wrongly. There's a there's a rift between the president, and the deputy, because when you see in the UDA itself, there are those who are allied to president, especially like when you see Osoro, you see Nyoro, you see the
Kimani Chongwa.
Kimani Chungwa. On how even there was a time Osoro attacked the deputy president, and on the other side too, there are those who are allied also, when you or allied to the deputy, when
DP,
you
yeah.
to the DP. If you see the Nyeri governor complaining, I think you saw the clip where he was complaining about a tea something in an office. If not, he's not going to pay the 75,000 that they usually pay for the party, that usually comes from the party. There's also Boni Alwale attacked Malala and accused him of being used by the DP, you know,
to disrespect some politicians, So I think there is a war in UDA that is not going to last.
There is a war, and in the Rift Valley, mostly it's been started by Cherargei and the CS Murkomen. I think the, the two guys, the two politicians, they're trying to fight for favor in the Rift Valley. Remember, they're also just trying to position themselves for whatever is coming ahead. And I would say that is the reason why there's that fight, because I think the Nandi senator, Cherargei, his demands or his expectations are too high. And, they can't be fulfilled by this government. And I would say that I think he has raised the expectations high, knowing it's kind of a test. It's a strategy where he's trying to rebel in a clever manner. He has raised the expectations so that if the expectations are not met, he gets something to attack the CS or the government. But again, you can also tell because he's just really focused about the CS Murkomen so far. The other day it was CS Korea. He has never attacked the deputy. He has never attacked the president. That is a tactic that you should also clearly see.
But something you have to know, when you see CS Murkomen and the president currently, CS has been like one of the president legal advisor for the longest time. Especially when it comes to legal matters, CS has been very close to the president. Even when they were in the Tanga camp, in most of the legal issues that was pertaining to the president, CS Murkomen was there. So by attacking Murkomen, by attacking CS Murkomen, it means you're attacking the president himself, because Murkomen is an appointee of the president. He serves at the leisure of the president. That is something that you have to know, because the president can wake up one day and decide to sack Murkomen if he wants to. So instead of going for president directly, he's going for president indirectly through CS. That is something that also have to be there.
Yeah, that's also true. But I think there's this, somebody like Cherargei. Cherargei is a typical psychopath of the president. He is, because from the statements that he's been making, he's one of the most, is one of the senators with a loose mouth when it comes to firing his statements. He doesn't care whether it's going to hurt. He doesn't care the kind of statement that he's putting across. Him, so long as his interest are catered for. And remember, such kind of characters and the people that the president interacts with, and the people that the president likes, and that is the reason. That is the reason why he even chose the DP, Rikiji, as the deputy president. If you look at the character in the DP, the character in CS Korea, and the character in Cherargei, these are birds of the same feathers. And these are the likes of people that the president really likes.
I think you saw Sudi talking about on how some, like the words he said about they were kind of insulting to, from the way he was talking. He was referring to the senator for Nandi, Cherargei, about tumbo kubwa, kichwa, and all that, or how Sudi usually is. And how could he insult?
Sudi is a psychopath of now the president. Him, he speaks, he doesn't care. At least Cherargei, him having the background of law, him being an advocate, sometimes I think he minds his language. But somebody like Sudi is someone who speaks, so long as he makes the master happy, he pleases the master.
But like, even if you look at Kenya Kwanza itself, and you look at Kenyan Kwanza, because another thing that also is there, it's also a cold war between the Rigiji, the deputy president, and
and Musalia Mudavadi. Yeah, that is also is there if you watch it very keenly, because some sources prefer that maybe Mudavadi might be the president based on the plans in 2032, yeah, or the deputy president come 2027. And this is looked at on how he has been carrying out himself and how the deputy has like loose mouth, so they feel like deputy does not attract other Kenyan citizen, like he doesn't have attraction from other tribes of the Kenyans. Is only like a Mount Kenya. Yeah, the only attraction might come from Mount Kenya. So he's not sellable anywhere, based on how he talks.
Yeah.
So Mudavadi would be the best bet for President Ruto
If
come
you,
2027.
yeah, I think if you ask me, or if you ask any Kenyan, that who would they maybe support between Rigiji and Mudavadi, majority would tell you that they better have Mudavadi as the president, but not risk having Rigiji as the president.
Yes.
Because Rigiji, being a president is someone who should be, there's a way you should carry yourself. If he's just a deputy, he's a deputy president. And the kind of embarrassment that this deputy president has shown the people of Kenya to the world, it is something unbearable. No one would really expect him. We wouldn't wish him being the president, because I don't know where we would put our heads. We'll bury it maybe in the sand, because this is the kind of embarrassment that we'd go through every day, and he'll be telling you that I'm the president. I'm a truthful man. I know what I'm doing.
But Rigiji will tell you the truth.
Oh, he's not a truthful man. He keeps on lying on a broad daylight. The other day he went to Mombasa. He was telling the people of Mombasa that they gave the governor money, and he also said he gave all governors were given the money. If you clearly, there was this clip, there was this interview where the governor of Migori, Dr. Chila Ayako, was being interviewed. Chilo clearly says that there are so many counties that have not received money for September, October, November.
That's even Anne Waiguru, Her Excellency Anne Waiguru said that in the press immediately after Rigiji said he gave 10 billion to counties.
And what was the Rigiji saying the other day? That they gave an extra 10 billion to cater for the Nina things and everything. And there is also saying that the county government should be able to handle the situation, because we have given the money. There's no money that we are still holding that we've not given to the county government. That's a liar. It's not a truthful man. He's an expert in lying. Maybe we should call him the liar. I think that would really fit him.
But like when you look at our political space, especially with our leaders are I don't know, they are so much obsessed with lying. I don't know, when they say that they want to kind of like make their base or their base very happy. So anyway, let's wait for what is happening. But what I know, the UDA wing will not pass test of time if they do not come in with the mechanism on how to control the war the disagreement that is within the party. And this is a replica of how, when a political party is formed out of circumstances, it is the same way Jubilee was formed. The Jubilee did not stay. It came, and we have the Tanga wing and the Kieleweke. So this one also might happen with the UDA, as far as am I concerned, because there are those who are supporting Rigiji and there are those who are supporting DP, and they're not reading from the same script. They are running two parallel lines that will not converge at any point. That is my take. We are almost winding up. Maybe if you can talk something about Alfred Keter, the man himself, former Nandi senator, who talked, fearless man, hatuwezi kutishwa, I don't give a damn. Pastor unanisikia, he told the man of God, unanisikia, inafaa tuombe mtoto wetu.
Alfred Keter, if I would say Alfred Keter was one of the best legislators that we've ever had as a country.
Mm-hmm.
He performed so well in the 13th and the 14th Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
As a young man, I think he raised the bar together with some young member of Parliament. And one thing that I liked with him is he's not a psychopath. He's someone who speaks the truth to power.
Mm-hmm.
He's someone who cares for the people.
Mm-hmm.
He's someone who is not a coward. And remember, cowardice is in leadership. If you see any politician who is fearful, that is someone who would be a psychopath. That is someone who knows very well that once he's not in power, they are nobody.
We are nobody.
Any leader who once even they're out of power, they can still speak about the people with passion. They still have the same stance they had even when they were in government or in leadership. There is someone we should embrace. And for that reason, I'm saying it's been fighting for the people of Kenya. It's been advocating for the rights of Kenyans, especially the people in Rift Valley who are currently saying that they're in the government. So they should not question anything that the government is doing. He's trying to educate them and he's telling them that it's not the people. When people are suffering, the people in Rift Valley will not suffer because they produce the president. Everyone suffers in the Republic of Kenya. And for that reason, he was trying to tell them that they should, when they feel that they are oppressed, when they feel that something is not right, they have the right to speak out. They have the right to tell the president that no, as much as you are from our tribe, hii barabara yenye unaelekea, it's not the right one. So that was a good advice that he was giving the people of Rift Valley.
But let me ask you, and the same thing, there's usually what usually happens in our political landscape, especially if you are like Alfred Keter and you speak truth to the power. What will come out is one, maybe you've been bought by opposition to attack the government. That's what will be said. And the same thing, if you are in opposition and speaking truth to the power in opposition, you will be deemed as somebody that has been bought by the government. Now, as a Kenyan citizen, how would you differentiate, or what should you listen to? Should you listen to somebody who is speaking truth to the power, or you're going to listen to the political stories that are usually said?
Personally, I've followed the politics of Peter Keter, of Mr. Keter. Even when this Kieleweke and what
Tanga.
When he was in the parliament in the last government, I remember him very well. He never took sides. He was never in Kieleweke. He was never in Tanga. Most of the time, when the people of Tanga would make statements that were not really true, you'd stand up and say that no, that is not the right thing. And that is where he started having issues with the DP, the president, the current president. Because is this guy who was a load range, I would say so. He never really supported the Kieleweke side, and he never really supported the Tanga. And remember, this Kieleweke, there was the Kieleweke and Takatanga. These were a group of psychopaths where the DP then, the president, His Excellency Ruto had his side, and the president Uhuru Kenyatta had his side. So Keter was standing at the middle, and I remember when he was now fighting for his seat again. He was labeled as a traitor because he never made the decision to be a psychopath.
Actually, he won the UDA nomination, and
it was taken from him.
Yeah.
And that is how he went and made. I'm not sure whether he went to another party or he
No,
went
I think
independent. I think he went
I may
independent.
he went independent, but the wave was too strong for him. He could not come back to parliament. And actually, if you look at the history of Alfred Keter, remember the issue of the railway, the standard gauge, you know,
Yes,
the,
yes.
SG, the SGR. He was very vocal about it, and he was a thorn in the flesh for the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. And also it came when the parliament actually, like after election, whereby he was vying for chairman for agriculture in the committee with Tongaren MP, this tall guy, I don't know his name. And they were fought immediately after winning those, and they were taken off those committees because of what they stood for. So is
And I remember him. I remember the deputy president attacking him. That is
yeah,
the current president.
yeah.
And I remember Keter also firing back. He was saying that the deputy has nothing to lecture me, and he cannot lecture me because he's one person who has looted the Republic of Kenya. He's
Uh,
one person who was involved in the base scandal. He mentioned so many, and
I,
that is
uh,
where the DP felt that he was not really going to
no,
side
no,
with
not
them.
even not even that. I can remember there was also the time he was in the Luo Nation, where he said in Kiswahili, watu wametupora mpaka, So
Yeah.
he is one person that has been Lone Ranger, somebody who is speaking truth with the power. He's not a psychophant. And
Yeah, and I think this statement that you also made, and I truly agree with it. He said that the good the good people always suffers more. The truthful
mhm,
people,
mhm,
people who stand with truth, people who are really genuine, fighting for the people, they're the people who will always suffer more.
mhm.
And that is true. Majority of politicians who have always stood by the people, they always suffer a lot. When it comes to rigging, they're the ones who are being rigged. When it comes to favoritism, that the people are not being favored.
I think is that like what we have, the kind of society we have is a society that we don't want to hear the truth, and by you or by you being criticized, it doesn't mean that I disagree with you. And like for me, during the election last year, general election campaigns, yeah, I would say I was not a supporter of DP by then, the president. I was not a supporter, yeah. And then, but that one did not take the respect I have for him and the office that he was holding. Yeah. It was just that, like, sometimes I was not agreeing with some of the things that he was doing, but my respect for him was always there as a deputy president for Kenya. He was my deputy president then. That there was no any other day that I would say, oh, he's, that respect for the office. Yeah, I really, really respected it. So at times, the leadership that we have in the political space, the players, they do not want you to tell them the truth. One, if you tell the truth and opening the eyes of the people, you will be a thorn in the flesh because you are taking that massive following, you are enlightening people. So people like Kateri will always suffer more, and sometimes they will
Yes,
not even be in the leadership.
I think this is happening because majority of leaders we have in the Republic of Kenya, most of most of them are not leaders. Most of them have bribed their way to leadership positions. And so whenever they see someone who is truthful, someone who has the leadership qualities, they will always use whatever they have to fight this person so that this person doesn't get to the stage where you'll be telling the people the truth. When you are truthful and they've seen that you have the right leadership skills, they will
Mhm.
always fight you so that you don't get at the table because they see you as a threat.
Mhm.
That is what is really happening.
Yeah, and even like, to me, when I see like somebody is not doing a good policy or is not bringing up a good policy that will benefit the country, I will not agree with you. maybe I cannot tell you on the face, based on maybe because you are doing something that, like, when you are in the media, you have to be very partial. You have to give people equal uh, platform to talk. But like inwardly, I will know like this is not something for the country. Then I don't support that, even though I cannot come physically and say, oh, I'm opposing you physically. No, but I would just know it inwardly. This is a policy that I might not support. And maybe just to wind up, because we are like 5 minutes away from winding up. Former president came out and directed words to the president: stop blaming me for your failures.
The former president, I would say, was right.
Yeah.
Telling the president to not to blame him because
Mhm.
the current president, was the deputy president before. So
Mhm.
whatever mistake that were made,
They
he
both
should,
made him.
yeah, he should be part of that. He should be blamed.
Mhm.
Uh, Again, I would like to say that any individual or any leader who keeps on blaming other leaders or the previous leaders or people who have been
Mhm.
in leadership,
Mhm.
that is someone who cannot perform, because whenever they do something that is not right, they will always try to have this tendency of hanging on
Mhm.
the bad things that ever happened. I think as a good leader, we should always focus on uh, changing the bad things that were made, that were changing the narrative. Whatever bad that we feel was made by the previous government,
Mhm.
once we get there, we should always focus on trying to do the right, but not really focusing on the negative sides. Of course, there are positive sides. We agree that there are
Mhm.
negative things that really
So,
happened in that government,
but,
but we shouldn't really just focus on that. Can
on,
we, at times, even mention that on this they did it the right way,
we,
on this?
yeah.
It can never be that. Whenever we can't do something, and then we try to prove whatever really happened behind, and then we start focusing, and then we say, oh, this guy did this is the reason why we can't move on. There are so many roads which were built. Why can they say that we have good roads, can they say this or this? That is being
Uh-huh.
sincere. So they always attack the previous government when they feel they have failed, when they feel that the people of Kenya are seeing the failure they've made. So they're trying to escape by bringing the bitter memories.
Okay, and last week I told you one thing, that when things are hot in Kenya, the place that the president would always go is Mount Kenya. Tomorrow, I think it's today, Sunday. I think he's in Ruiru or Thika. I think in Ruiru, one of the churches. I saw it on the social media. And why Mount Kenya every time is places where we take the church.
Uh, whenever they miss or they do something wrong, the
Mhm.
only place that they will always fly to is Mount Kenya.
Mhm.
They have seen, they have realized that the people of Mount Kenya have started rebelling,
Mhm.
and for that reason, that still they're still trying to continue going to that place so that maybe they will change the narrative. Again, they've seen that His Excellency, the former president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, is still active.
Mhm.
And the good thing is they doesn't really know his moves. They doesn't really know his plans. So they keep on going there so that suppose Uhuru wants to get active, to come back into an active politics,
Politics.
then maybe they would have good reasons to tell the people that they've been with him, that they've been with the people more than even how their son, that is the
Mhm.
president, former president, was with them. So probably that is what is really happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin Makobura, thank you so much. We are coming to an end of our viewpoint. I mean, for today, And we will be here next week, the same time, talking about issues or headlines that are making trending in our country. And when we are doing this, we are not doing this because we hate our country. We are doing this because we love our country. And we are just telling our leaders like there's some areas that they're not doing it best. They should pull up their socks and they should lead us in the right direction. We love them. We don't hate anybody. We love our leaders, either in opposition or the government. But we are just asking that they should lead the country in the right direction, because I feel there's no any other country, Kenya, that we have. We have only that one Kenya that we cherish and we love and will always be our home. We don't have any other home. So if you're new in this channel, you can join us by subscription and invite a family or a friend to be part of us. And if you have something you want us to talk about, you can also reach out to us through our email. Is usually out there. So Makobura, your last word?
I would like to advise the leaders that we have in Kenya that they should be leaders, genuine leaders. They should try to rule and respect the people. They're like our fathers and mothers. They're like our parents. They've been given the opportunity. Let them use the opportunity to make the lives of the citizens of Kenya better. Let them make policies which can really help improve the lives of the economy and the public of Kenya.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you, everyone. May God bless you and may God bless Kenya.